Hey kiddos, just giving you a little bit of help with some of your homework problems tonight. I am going to solve problem number 2, problem number 3, and problem number 8 from the homework that you had tonight. And if you feel like you need a little bit of extra help with it, maybe follow along with me. Grab a piece of paper, grab a pencil, and let's get going. So the first thing I want to remind you of is when the problem is presented to you like this, where the dividend is first, divided by the divisor, when you set it up to divide using standard algorithm, you have to change the order of those. So now I have 5 as my divisor and 4.5 as my dividend. When I set this up, whenever you have a decimal in the dividend like this, the first thing you need to do is copy it, put it right upstairs. And now I'm going to look at this problem digit by digit. So the first question that I'm going to ask myself is, how many times can I take 5 away from 4? Well, I can't. 5 is larger than 4. I can do that 0 times. 0 times 5 is, oh, look at that. I just made a mistake. I'm sorry. 0 times 5 is 0, and 4 minus 0 is 4. So now I just almost ignore that decimal. Go and pass right over it and drag down that 5. Now my question is, how many times can I take 5 away from 45? And the answer to that is 9. 9 times 5 is 45. And 45 minus 45 is 0. Now let's take a look at the next question. The next question here is 8.6 divided by 2. So when I set that up to do the division using standard algorithm, I'm going to have 2 and then an 8.6. When I approach this digit by digit, I'm looking right now at 2 and 8. So the question I'm going to ask myself is, how many times can I take 2 away from 8? And the answer to that is 4. And look at that. Sorry, I forgot my little decimal. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 minus 8 is 0. And now I can drag down the next digit, which is a 6. So how many times can I take 2 away from 6? And the answer to that is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 minus 6 is 0. So we're done. There's nothing else we need to do with that problem. The last problem we'll look at together is 3.45 divided by 15. So when I set this up to divide using long division, 15 is my divisor, and 3.45 is the dividend. Now this time I won't forget to do this. The very first thing you need to do is show that decimal upstairs, so they're right on top of each other. And when you turn your paper like this, sometimes it makes that step even easier to see because the lines on your paper line up the numbers. So now that I'm all set up, I'm going to look at this problem digit by digit. The question is, how many times can I take 15 away from 3? Well, I can't. 0 times. 0 times 15 is 0, and 3 minus 0 is 3. So now we're going to drag down that next digit. So I'm going to bring down that 4. And now the question is, how many times can we take 15 away from 34? The answer to that is 2. 2 times 15 is 30. 34 minus 30 is 4. And when I scoot over that paper, I see that I still have another digit. So I'm just going to drag him on down. Now the question is, how many times can we take 15 away from 45? And the answer to that is 3. 3 times 15 is 45. And 45 minus 45 is 0. So there's a little bit of help with some of the questions that you had on your homework tonight. And I'll post the rest of the answers on the blog so you can check them. See you tomorrow.